Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome everyone. I'm here to discuss Girl of the Southern Sea by Michelle Kadarusman. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. So, continue. A novel that takes us into the life of a young girl named Nia, living in Jakarta, Indonesia. What makes this novel really special is that it's not just a story about dreams and challenges, but also a lens into how culture and identity shape who we are. To dig deeper, I'll be analyzing Nia's journey through Stuart Hall cultural studies lens. Hall was a key theorist in cultural studies who believed that our identities are shaped by our social and cultural surroundings, and that's something we can clearly see in Nia's story. Before we dive in, shall we do a little background? Girl of the Southern Sea follows Nia, a young girl with dreams of becoming a writer. However, her life is anything but easy. Living in poverty and facing many responsibilities at home, Nia has to balance her dreams with the tough realities of her environment. Stuart Hall, the theories I'm using to analyze this, argue that identity is not something we're simply born with. Instead, it's shaped and constructed by the culture, community, and societal structures around us. He called this idea cultural identity, where who we are is a product of both personal choices and cultural expectations. All ideas help us see how Nia's dreams and struggles are a reflection of both her individual aspiration and the cultural values that surround her. Let's start with Nia's identity and how it's shaped by her cultural background. Stuart Hall believed that our sense of self, our identity, is constantly influenced by our social and cultural surroundings. For Nia, her identity is caught between two worlds: her personal dreams and the expectation of her family and community in Jakarta. Nia's dream of being a writer are a part of who she is, but her identity is also shaped by her family's struggles and her role within that household. Her life isn't just her own, it's deeply tied to her family and family's needs and the cultural expectation placed upon her as a young girl. We see this tension throughout the story, where Nia's dreams are challenged by her responsibilities at home. Hall's idea that identity is never truly fixed but always changing help us understand that Nia's journey is about balancing who she wants to be and with who she wants to be with the person her culture expects her to be. This balance between self and society is central to her identity. Another fascinating concept from Hall is cultural hybridity. Hall believed that identities could be a blend of different cultural influences, especially in today's globalized world. Nia's dreams of becoming a writer reflect this. On one hand, she grounded in her family's traditional values, yet she also holds a modern aspiration to pursue individual success and independence, ideas that are influenced by a globalized modern world. In her traditional setting, writing may not seem like a practical dream, especially when her family needs her support, but her desire to become a writer is a part of her unique hybrid identity. She blending her own aspiration with the values and responsibilities her culture has placed on her. This hybridity, holding onto local values while reaching for global aspirations, is a major part of her journey. Hall theory helps us see how Nia represents young people who are navigating between these different worlds, balancing local traditions with modern ambitions. Lastly, how whole idea about power and representation come into play. He often discusses how cultural stories don't just tell us about individuals, they reveal broader societal structures. Nia's challenges aren't only about her personal obstacles, they also show us how social and economic factors can limit what's possible for people like her. Because Nia is from a lower socioeconomic background, and as a girl, Her opportunities are limited. This is what Hall calls cultural hegemony, where social norms and power structures limit people's choices. Nia's dream of becoming a writer is not just a personal dream, it's also a challenge to these social expectations. Through her resilience, we see how literature can reflect the power dynamics that shape our lives. In conclusion, the girl from of the Southern Sea is more than a coming of age story. Through Hall's through Stuart Hall's cultural studies lens, it becomes a story about how our identities are shaped by the culture, expectations, and power structures around us. Nia's journey shows us that identity isn't just about personal choices, it's about balancing who we want to be with the values and limitations of the world around us. Reading the novel really made me think about how my own culture and surroundings shape my decisions. Through Nia's story, we're reminded that culture doesn't just influence our dreams, but also builds the foundation for who we become. So, whether you're interested in enjoying powerful stories about resilience, this novel offers something much more valuable. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you pick up this novel with a new perspective on how culture and identity shape us all. Thank you.